of funds for settlement. Recommendation, staff recommends that the City Council allocate $120,000 to pay settlement costs related to the housing element litigation matter.
Gary?
Yes, it's not my pleasure to bring this to you tonight.
Yep.
But as you know, the housing element update was prepared by staff and submitted to the state board and was approved at that time. And as a result, the document, over 700 pages and numerous chapters, was challenged. EIR was challenged, and the judge ruled that one section of the EIR needed to be revised. The judge ruled in the city's favor on all the remaining sections, such as traffic, noise, health risk, greenhouse gas, and project alternatives. But the group represented, or the group Alliance for Intelligent Planning, prevailed in having on this one area recommended to be revised. So in, not saying that the city agrees with the judge's ruling, but in looking at the long-term impact of, or the fiscal impact of going the full route of litigation, if we went that way, it could run up into the tune of about $400,000 for this. And the items that have been discussed with the Alliance for Intelligent Planning group, those items can be accommodated relatively within staff's existing resources. So we're recommending that we go ahead and pay $120,000 to the law firm that represents the Alliance for Planning group. As I mentioned, the benefits of the settlement, it could go up to $400,000. If we cut those costs, we could pay now $120,000, accommodate the changes, and move on. What this report is all about is the allocation where we get $120,000. It's general fund monies. So we have gone through our general fund budget, and I made a recommendation for a number of cuts, about $36,000 in staff-related cuts, $45,000 in planning-related projects that we will defer until a future date, engineering preparation manuals that were designed to be completed this year, we'll put those off, and some public safety items totaling about $14,000. So in total, we can accommodate this $120,000 within our existing expenditure budget without touching our reserves, which are very fragile at this point. And it would be staff's recommendation that we proceed in that manner and move forward with this item.
Public comments, Debbie?
None.
Council comments?
I think we'll have to pay this.
Yeah, this was a hard nut to swallow, but knowing fiscally we couldn't afford to keep going farther and farther into this, and we weighed out all these are the things that nobody else gets to see, unfortunately, with the closed session items when we deal with stuff like this. And so you don't know what the sweat and the tears were in the room to have to come to these kind of conclusions to end up paying extortion money. As far as I'm concerned, it's extortion. What really bothered me with this whole situation is the judge says, well, you just need to prop up this little section just a little bit more with a little bit better language. Is that worth $120,000 more? You would think that they would say, no, this is all good, you guys just fix this and then you're all good. No, but the judges don't do that because it's a judge-lawyer thing. I guess that's how they all work together. And unfortunately, we lost that one. So with that, there's nothing that we could do, and I'll have to vote for it. There's no other way around it. But it'll save us money in the long term, and that's all we have to, that's what we're here for. We're supposed to save the taxpayer dollar, so we do what we can and fight the battles we can win.
Yep.
I think it saddened all of us. It was one of the hardest decisions we've ever had to make. When you think that one or two people can cost the city $120,000 when we desperately need every penny, every dime that we have to cut costs, cut staff costs, cut engineering booklets that were gonna be helpful. I mean, these are things we need, not people that are just being mean. And there's no other word for it. But I will have to vote in favor too.
Ditto.
This one's next to parks, because that was a hard decision too. And it doesn't change anything. I mean, our plan, our 700-page plan was approved by the state. So we did nothing wrong. This does not change anything, but we have to do it, unfortunately. And if money wasn't an issue, we could go fight. We'd go fight all the way, but it is an issue. And so at this point, this is what we're down to, $120,000. Who signs on their side? Who's the signer on their side?
I was a signer on behalf of the city.
I know.
Cheryl Lade was a signer.
Oh,
So former Councilwoman Cheryl Lade suing the city.
that's interesting.
It's a public document.
Yep. Yeah, this is one of those times where you have to hold your nose and move forward. And the only solace I can give all of us is that at every one of our regional boards, we're all getting hit with this. This is another CEQA lawsuit, another lawsuit brought on in the great state of California's current design with CEQA that just makes it really hard to palate moving forward and fighting these fights, because at the end, if we were to prevail in the next round, we would be out all the money we spent on our attorneys, and they would owe us nothing. So even if we won the next round, we don't get anything. So to spend all that money to go to the next round and then not have anything in return, it makes no sense.
So nobody can guarantee you're gonna win that round.
And you can't, yeah, we're not guaranteed we're gonna win.
Gonna say.
So it's just not worth the uphill battle to lose more money. We have to cut, and we have to move forward. With that, I'll look for a motion on this, guys, so we can stop crying and we'll go home.
So good.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries, all ayes. Item number 3.
And, you know, a quick clarification, you know, that $120,000 is just one piece of the puzzle. How much money did we spend on that lawsuit? Do we have a round number on that, or about? Tom?
Yeah, in the neighborhood of $70,000 to $80,000.
Yep, right out of the general fund.